three UFC champions on this card, and two of them are on this stage right now. So it's an honor to have these UFC champions, as you got two other guys that are trying to be, Olympic champion, and then Bryce is just getting into his UFC career. So it's just excited to welcome these guys. So we'll take the first question.
Yeah, Aljamain, you're, coming off a great, match. You get put into this, basically on the fly, essentially. Over here. Sorry. You get put into this match late. What is your confidence going to this, knowing that it's a bit of a quick turnaround, if you will?
I feel good about it. The main thing for me is I was training, I was in shape, hoping to get a fight anyway. So happened to just run into Captain, drinking some Funk Harbor, and it just happened to work out that way. And I'm blessed, I'm fortunate, and just happy to be here, man. I always wanted to wrestle for one of these, and I thought it was just a great opportunity for the sport, help grow wrestling in all the communities. And, of course, even for me, I always wanted to be this Olympian. I just never had a chance or an opportunity to get there, and MMA was a way for me to make money really early on, so I kind of pivoted and gave up the wrestling dreams. But it's nice to have this platform and put the wrestling shoes back on and the singlet, So I'm just happy to be here, and I can't wait for the match tomorrow.
I have a question for Andrew. If everything goes your way tomorrow, how does the match end?
When I'm right, you guys kind of know what I do. Well, at least the wrestling community. I'm coming out to fire, so I'm coming out 10-0 is the goal. Take him down, turn him, and end it. But, he's tough too, so I'm sure he's got something to say about that. But you guys know how I get down, and I'm coming high offense.
Question for Benson. You're kind of running the, right in the back here, you're kind of running the combat gauntlet right now. You went from MMA to boxing to karate to grappling matches, and now we're doing the freestyle wrestling. Are you having fun post MMA retirement and being able to do all these different things?
I'm having a blast. I love it, man. Wrestling was my first love. So to see wrestling, what has now come to fruition from where it was when I was freaking a long time ago, from when I was younger to where it is now, it's amazing to see that. So I'm happy to be a small part of this. Thank Chad, thank Izzy for what they've done, and to all the wrestlers who go out there and are showmans. You guys say the right things. You guys do the right things. You're, good people to watch. I love that. That's great. That's exactly what wrestling needs.
You were told that your opponent fell out. What was immediately going through your mind? Did they tell you right away that you were going to have Aljamain, or that your match was just completely off the table, and then you kind of had a sigh of relief, or were you mad? Well, what were your feelings when they told you that your opponent had fell out?
Actually, my compa gave me a little bit of a heads up, because they were calling around saying who else they could match me up with, and then my buddy called me and said, "Oh, hey, I heard Chad Mendes got out. They're calling around. They asked this guy, they asked that guy if they want to take a match with you." So it gave me a heads up a little bit ahead of time before I was told. But I was told Chad was out. But when they called me and told me Chad was out, they said that Aljo was stepped in. So I didn't have any lag, any in-between time. I had the opponent right away. So I was happy for Aljo to step in, step up, put a singlet on, put some shoes on again, let's go have some fun, get after it. I love that. Let's go.
Has your wrestling camp been like leading up to this event here in your hometown?
Wrestling has been great. I'm pretty lucky. I'm pretty blessed in that my gym, the MMA Lab, we do everything there. I don't go anywhere else. I do everything in house. Whether it's a boxing fight, whether it's MMA, whether it's wrestling, whether it's jiu-jitsu, I do everything in house. Strength and conditioning, I got all there, and it helps me get ready for Aljo.
I have a question over here for Benson as well. You're former UFC. We have Aljo. He's a top 5 in the UFC contender. There was a weight difference. You fought at 155, and now you're dropping down. What does that look like, and has that been hard? And then also, you've been doing some training outside with, we have our co-main event, Armand. You had a jiu-jitsu match against him where, you took a loss. So what's your comeback from that?
Well, training has always been good, always been the same. The weight class with Aljo, I think Aljo is going up a little bit. I went down a little bit, from 75 to 70, but I walk around right about 73, 72, so no big deal for me. I might miss a meal tonight and then run off 1 or 2, and then I'll be good to go. and going against Arman. It was fun to go over to Russia, enjoy that whole experience. I worked a lot on my head and arm defense, so I'm better at that now. So I got to feel it later on to see if I can defend it now. Hey, let's go. Sign me up. After I win, after you win, we'll do that.
Question for
Yeah,
Aljo.
you gotta win first, though, my brother.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey, I'm a 2-time All-American. D3 is okay. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I did want to put down. You're right, for the D3 crowd. I got a small little chip in my shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, small, big kind of chip in my shoulder. I'm gonna put down for the NAIA.
Both of us former
Any NAIA
champions.
in the house, stand up, please. And the D3, D2. I got a little chip in my shoulder. All those D1 guys getting all the love for the wrestling.
Right, we both defended our belts 3 times, and now 2-time All-American. I think you All-American.
All-American twice, yeah.
Okay, so we got something to settle on the match
Let's
tomorrow.
go. Let's go.
Figure
Let's find out.
Guys, just so you guys know, on the weight class thing, you know, and that kind of Chad Mendez pulling out, you know, he was injured, and you know, it's all about finding the right matchups, you know. So we really wanted to find the right matchups, and it was funny how Benson kind of found out before we told him. But you know what, Chad and Chad's always creative, guys, and I always toot my partner's horn because he just is always on it. You know, he's in all aspects of our business, and he's like, you know, Aljo, and I'm like, all right, let's run it, and it worked out great.
Well, and also, you know, Izzy introduced me to Henry a while ago, and then Henry introduced us to Eric. But like Aljo said, Eric texted me on my Saturday morning at 2 a.m. saying, "Aljo, I'm with Aljo. He wants to wrestle." I'm like, "Really?" Because we've been trying to get Aljo for months. And then I talked to Aljo's manager, Oren, on Sunday. And so we signed the contract with Aljo on Sunday. So just to give you guys, you know, his confidence coming into this, and we appreciate him moving this fast. But that's the story, right? We're always looking. We're dealing with problems constantly of people getting injured and stuff like that. We're just trying to make the best matchups, like Izzy said.
Question for Aljo. You're looking huge coming into this fight, man. It's crazy you even made 135 in your career. What do you say to people who think that they should eliminate weight cutting in the UFC?
I think it should be gone, man. Like, I think the best way to do is to do same-day weigh-ins. You won't get these guys blowing up and doing these.
Tell them again, please.
Weight cuts. It doesn't make any sense. If we know we can make the weight, why are we killing ourselves to cut the weight and then taking more trauma? You're better off seeing who's the better, more skilled athlete the day of, even a couple hours before the match. You can have a light bite before your match, like a jiu-jitsu tournament, like a wrestling tournament. And then you go and compete instead of trying to figure out who can rehydrate the best, and then you got to make all these excuses. Like, this is why I like the same-day weigh-ins, because we're all competing close to our natural weight. I'm not cutting anything, maybe a pound or two. So I think this is the way that the format should go. And these doctors that think they know better, you don't know shit. Excuse my French. We're the ones who've been doing this for a lifelong time. Like, how many of us wrestle when we compete? Like, we cut as much as we can. And if you do the same thing for MMA, it'd be relatively the same. I think you would just have better, more competitive fights and guys not cutting 20-plus pounds. I just think it's crazy. I cut a lot of weight to make 135. Now I'm at 145, and it still sucks. I would much rather get there and weigh in at 165 or 170 and fight. Like, that's just way more fun, and I think we could have a lot more healthy fights that way. That's just what I think.
Makes sense. I just had one more for you, Aljo. Who's the greatest MMA wrestler of all time?
Greatest MMA wrestler? God damn. I'm going to say, off the top of my head, maybe could be.
Love it. Thank you, Aljo.
I'm going to ask one question to Bryce, because he didn't make sure he gets the question here, because Bryce has been reaching out to Izzy and myself and his management team, Rich and Dave, been working with and trying to find the right matchup for him as well. He was going to wrestle Mikhaev, but we couldn't. There was visa issues. But Bryce, how does it feel? I know you're debuting in the PFL here in 4 weeks as well, but how does it feel to be at Real American Freestyle? And, you know, tell us, you know, what you're thinking about tomorrow's matchup.
Yeah, so listen to this. This is the dream of this. Uriah, Benson, two of my favorite fighters growing up. Uncle Chael, one of my favorite growing up. Armin, Aljo, right now, two of my favorites watch right now. The way that they fight, the way that they go about it is exactly what I'm trying to do. Their pressure, all that. And now we're all in the same car together. We're all sitting here doing a wrestling match together. It's just, it wasn't on my bingo card, so I appreciate you guys. It's like a dream come true. Debut. Man, I think this is going to be a really fun match. Him and I wrestled when he was coming straight out of high school, when I was coming out of college. So I got him. I 2-0 up against him. But Yeah, it's a little different time. So I'll give it to him. So I'm going to keep that 3-0. I'm going to get this done. Man, I've been training hard. Been fighting for 5 years now. I haven't been in a wrestling match for 5 years, but when I'm training for fighting and wrestling, it's all the same stuff. I go in there, I break my body down, I break my mind down, and that's all we're going to do. So I'm excited to go out there. Boo. 3-0, baby. Let's go.
Does this work? All right. Hey, I was 13 years old when you beat me. And it was a close match, too.
It was a little close, that's for sure. But the next year, he did win the U.S. Open, so I said, thank God.
One more question.
Yeah, Bryce. Mentioning the quick turnaround for your PFL fight, how is that on your mindset? You have to go wrestle a tough match against a guy you've already beat twice, but it's going to be tough, and then going immediately to another fight. How's that mindset going in?
Yeah, the matchup was a little tougher than what we did with Makayev. I thought that one was 4 weeks before a match. I think I was going to be able to smash him pretty good. So the level of competition stepped up, but for me, I do so much better when I'm on the path of anything, right? If I'm on a path where there's danger involved, I can stay way more focused. I enjoy competing. I enjoy being nervous every single day you wake up before training because you know somebody's good on the other side there that wants to whoop your ass. So for me, I think this is going to help me a ton. Getting in and just doing hard live wrestling goes rather than just grappling. I think I kind of, you kind of lose a little bit of this, the stomach strength of just trying to win a wrestling position because in grappling, everything transitions faster to something else. So for me, it kind of brought back that confidence. And when I'm confident, I'm pretty good. If you'd watch how I'd go throughout the national tournament, through the year, I'd get better as the year goes on. So for me, competition is king. And that's why RAF is going to change me in the cage and on the mat because now I get to do both more often. So.
Thanks, guys.